So, in the past couple of years, maybe a couple of decades now, however long it's been, um, but relatively recently in the grand scheme of our literary history, uh, post-apocalyptic fiction has become much more common. Lots of TV shows and movies, lots of books occur um, after some cataclysmic event that fundamentally changes society. And for good reason. This is a fantastic literary device to foreground lots of elements of the human experience and put those elements um, as central to your storytelling. What does it mean to be pitted against another, you know, clan of survivors in you know, zombie apocalypse, or what does it mean to scavenge for resources after nuclear winter? And all of these are fantastic story ideas and fantastic ways to um, provoke interesting thoughts and dialogue in readers and audiences. That being said, I want to articulate what sounds a little bit like a nitpick, but I think it frames these stories a little differently when you hear what I have to say about this. And that is, I don't believe that characters living after some cataclysmic event would think of themselves as living after the end of the world, so to speak. So if there's some atomic war and bombs fall and the governments fail and a huge number of people have been eradicated, I don't believe that it would be accurate for characters to refer to their own situation as being after the end of the world. We think of it as after the end of the world because it's the world as we know it. But um, those characters don't. Those characters think of it as the world, especially if it's a long time after that cataclysmic event. That's just some historical thing. There have been lots of occurrences throughout history that, at least locally, would have seemed absolutely cataclysmic, and people that I've never heard of anyone referring to the situation they live in as, after the end of the world, unless it's tongue in cheek, of course. So, if you find yourself writing these types of stories, which I hope you do because they're fantastic and I want to read all of them, um, those events, which were major changing, world changing events, so long as people have continued on, it isn't really the end of the world. Those end of the world scenarios are the end of the world as we know it. We would be in the past in these situations. So the people who are living past or after those occurrences, um, they're still just living in the world. It's their world, it's different. Historically, things would have been different. There would have been governments or more people around or farms and plentiful food or whatever it would have been. But they're still living in the world. It's not after the end of the world. I think that frames the story a little bit differently. I think that makes it a little more personal and a little more real. It humanizes the story a little bit more, that those characters still have a regular life. It's not regular to us. It's absolutely bonkers crazy to us. It's something very foreign to us. But to them, that is, their Tuesday and their Wednesday and their Thursday morning isn't. It might be hard. It might be really challenging for them, but it's not unexpected. It's not, you know, completely different from what they think. So consider that if you're writing those kinds of stories, that the characters in those stories wouldn't feel they are living after the end of the world. Just a thought. Hope you enjoyed this. Please add your contributions and conversations, because the more we talk about this stuff, the better all of our writing is, and the more we all enjoy it. So thank you guys very much.